Hello and welcome to another edition of Toys from the Attic. For today's episode, I thought we'd be taking a look at Transformers Generation 1, Grimlock. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at this bozo.
Me Grimlock no bozo, me king!
Created on Earth by the Autobots' mad scientist Wheeljack, the Dinobots were designed to help combat against the Decepticons. The biggest and the strongest, Grimlock is the undisputed leader of the Dinobots. Extremely aggressive and a warrior to his core, Grimlock's personality borderlines on that of a Decepticon. The only thing keeping this technical T-Rex from switching sides is the fact that Grimlock hates bullies, and he will always be more than willing to help defend the innocent. Alright, so here we have Transformers Generation 1 Grimlock. Now even though he might not have the same level of articulation as more modern day Transformers, it's still nice to see for a toy that's over 25 years old, that even back then they were able to pack in a tremendous amount of detailing on him. You can see all the little circuitry, the paneling, wiring, vents, bumps, buttons. It's just nice. I also like this little bit of electronics you can see underneath the paneling on his neck. More modern day Transformers would probably just have this smooth and not give that extra level of detail or depth to them. It really shows that there's a lot more going on just underneath his chassis. Now an interesting little holdover from his Takara toy days is this little cockpit that actually folded out that a little human pilot could sit in. It was something that they eventually dropped when he came over to the Transformers line in Hasbro, but they decided to keep the little cockpit. Later versions of this figure or remakes would actually have this as one solid piece and you couldn't actually open it, so if you guys ever find one that actually has this ability to open, you can rest assured that it's actually one of the originals. Now as far as his articulation goes, his head is able to move up and down, and his jaw is able to open up as well. And I love that little bit of technology that's right in there. I've always thought that that was the little device that allowed him to shoot the flames out that you see in the cartoon. More modern day Transformers would probably just leave that blank and you just have to use your imagination that there's something in there that made him shoot fire. Now his little T-Rex arms are able to move up and down as well, but they're a very tight fit, so I'm not sure if that's just due to age of the actual toy or that the joints were always that tight. His legs back here are also able to move back and forth, and he has a little bit of ankle articulation, but it's not much, and his toes are able to move as well. Oh, a nice little other detail right here is he has his holographic, not a heat signature decal. The idea behind this is that back in the day you didn't know what allegiance they were, and on a cold morning this thing would actually be completely blank. So to see which allegiance they were, you just put your thumb on there, let it heat up, and then it would reveal it. However, the shape of the actual design will kind of give it away if it was a Decepticon or an Autobot. Now, without anything else to say about this guy, let's actually try to transform him. Now, to transform Grimlock right here, there's actually two methods. You can either start with the head or the tail, which is the one I actually prefer. You have these two little tabs on the tip of his tail that you separate apart to actually just fold it to either side. And then you're able to fold the rest of his tail back like this, which will start to reveal his robotic legs. After that, you just take the head and pop it back and fold it right here, and then separate the two parts of his T-Rex chest so you can actually fold his robot chest up. Let me get that off there. It's a very old toy and some of the parts are kind of sticking, so oh, there we go. I don't really want to break this guy. Now then after that, you just fold his arms up like this, and to finish it off, you actually just fold his legs up, slide him down, and there you go. You have Grimlock in his bot mode. Now I will say I am missing some of his accessories, mainly his giant red sword, and that's because I didn't actually own this guy growing up as a kid. One of my dad's friends or my neighbors was actually selling all their Transformers, and I just said, hey, I'll take the whole box of them, and so I got Grimlock here and a lot of the other Dinobots and Transformers, and I was missing all their accessories. But hey, I bought him anyways because it's Grimlock. He's a Generation 1 Transformer. He doesn't have too much articulation here in his bot mode. I mean, he's actually lost any wrist articulation that he may have had, but his arms are able to move up and down. You can kind of get a little bit of movement right here at his hips, and you can get some movement at his knees, but that's actually just part of his transformation gimmick, so I don't know if you can that really counts. His head can't move at all, and yeah, a lot of the Transformers generation figures were kind of static when they're in their bot mode, but that was okay. We really like these guys just for the fact that they could transform. Even though he might not hold up to a lot of the more modern day versions of his character, you gotta remember that this is the first one that started our love for the giant robotic dinosaur. Anyways, this has been a look at Transformers Generation 1 Grimlock.
Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please feel free to like, subscribe, or leave a comment below in the comment section. Any advice for the show will be greatly appreciated. Who knows, something you suggest may appear on the show in the future.